The gym bro question of the century. Should you bulk or should you cut? And I'm here to explain why bulking is better than shredding. Before you get started, comment down below. What do you prefer? Do you prefer bulking or do you prefer shredding? So in this video, I'm going to explain why bulking is better than shredding and explain the benefits of bulking. So bulking is essentially the goal of trying to gain body weight, meaning you're probably resistance training while eating in a caloric surplus. The purpose of this is to get stronger and to get bigger for most people overall. Shredding is the opposite of bulking, where you are in a caloric deficit. And the goal of this is not just to get smaller, but to get more aesthetic, to get leaner, to have your muscular definition show more. First off, when you are on a bulk, you have far more energy in general. This is because you are more likely to bring in carbs more freely and be far less restrictive on your diet. And in turn, you use these carbs for energy for your workout. Plus, your body can function in its natural homeostasis as opposed to trying to survive from the lack of food and strenuous physical activity. You increase muscle mass faster. Now, because you are consuming more calories, you have the ability to build more. This kind of plays into our next point of building versus surviving. Because of the increase in calories, you are able to build on muscle. Even if fat comes with it, you are still building body size. As opposed to when you are shredding, you are more so trying to survive. And when you get to those levels of super low body fat percentage, even single digit body fat percentage, your body tends to hang on to everything that it consumes much harder, sometimes making you look a little more pudgy and skinny fat. If you have found this video useful so far, or if you're simply enjoying it, please be sure to drop a like down below. More strength and power. Now, there's a reason there are weight classes in sports such as powerlifting and combat sports. And that is because the heavier you weigh, the naturally stronger you are. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when you hit a certain weight at the gym, you want to be able to at least match it or increase the weight next time. So when you are in a shredding phase, your goal is to maintain the weight that you're pushing, and you can't exactly build on top of it. Meaning, if I was able to rep 225 for 5 on bench, I would want to at least hit that or more going forward. However, in a shredding phase, I might have to drop down to 215, 205, 195 for 5 on bench, depending on how strict the caloric deficit is and how long the duration of that shred has been. What I'm trying to say is it might decrease your self-esteem. Better libido. Freedom.
That they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Freedom between the food choices, the amount of food you are eating, and when you can eat it. Again, just less restrictive overall, kind of letting you intuitively eat as opposed to make sure you're tracking every single macro and calorie that you consume. It's really just less of a pain overall to track and worry about, because any sort of extra bloat or fat that you might have when you're shredding might look like you're just small and skinny, or a skinny fat, as opposed to when you are bulking, you might look thicker, heavier, more bulky. Look bigger in clothes. Now, I know this is often a winter thing, bulk in the winter, shred for spring and summer. However, when you're just walking around, even in the summer, for someone like myself, skinny dude, when I'm walking around in a t-shirt, I still want to look like I actually lift. And when you are bulking, everything tends to pop more, whether it's your chest, shoulders, arms, even your calves. Better workouts and better pumps. Now, this kind of plays into the factors I talked earlier about, meaning you're more likely to consume more carbs, which is getting you nice and carved up for your workout, making the veins pop more, making the muscle bellies look more round, and so on. And again, you have better energy, meaning you're not going into the gym all lethargic and unmotivated. You're hyped up, you're ready to go, and you're ready to exert all the energy that you have built up inside of you. Now, I just want to make some disclaimers about bulking and shredding. Whatever body weight you're starting at, assume you want to get to a healthy body weight first, meaning if you are obese, you probably want to get down to a healthy body weight before you start trying to pack on a bunch of muscle and bulk at the same time. Meaning you can still lift, you can still eat properly, but you probably want to bring your weight down as opposed to a bulk. Whereas on the other hand, in which this video is more catered to, those skinny people who want to get their body weight up in the first place, which just because you're skinny doesn't mean you're necessarily healthy. You want to be fit. And this whole bulking process, I should mention, is in the form of a controlled bulk, or as many know it, even a lean bulk. This means you are not consuming 700 plus calories above your maintenance level every single day over the course of 6 months or so. So this is not a dirty bulk where you just eat anything and everything in your way and you just gain unnecessary amounts of fat. Another thing to keep in mind is after this controlled bulking phase, you do probably want to go into at least a maintenance phase or a mini cut, meaning you will start to actually solidify that fat and turn it into muscle. So you're being consistent with your lifting. Your diet is just more so regular and not over the top or even just a few hundred calories above. And as far as a mini cut goes, it'd just be a few hundred calories below. Nothing drastic, no 700, 900, 1,000 calorie deficit. The whole goal is you are trying to essentially shed that excess fat and reveal that newly gained muscle. Keep in mind, there are plenty of benefits to shredding, especially if you're going for more that aesthetic look. But overall, I think for the majority of younger people trying to put on muscle, bulking is more likely than not the way to go. So in this video, we talked about what bulking is, what shredding is, and why bulking is better than shredding. And keep in mind, this is coming from someone who has done both to the extremes multiple times, so I do have an understanding of how both of these things work. So if you are a younger person, skinny person, or just looking to pack on tons of muscle, please consider bulking first. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and please be sure to check out the video that YouTube thinks you'll like next. Click it right here.